look at these scenes in Mexico City. They were saying millions. The fans that had turned out to celebrate what was a historic night for Mexico. We are going to get into it, but before we do, we must hear from Bernardo Osuna speaking after the game.
There's something about that fortress in Estadio Azteca. That national anthem tonight was the loudest I've ever heard Estadio Azteca. And I've been there for the Confederations Cup win that Mexico had against Brazil. It just does not compare. This World Cup has taken the fandom to another level. When you pay that kind of crazy money, you know you're going to enjoy the game. You're going to get your money's worth. And the Mexican fans have really done exactly that. They've really taken this team in. And all the pessimism over the years about Mexico and not being able to get to that fifth game, it's all disappeared. There's a solidarity right now that the country hasn't felt in a long time. And you know what? For the first time, I think in this whole World Cup, we've seen a dynamic in the way that Mexico played. Today, it wasn't the ratoncitos of the three of old. Tonight, we saw a fully formed team. This was a team that knew what they had to do. They had to neutralize the big names of Ecuador. They did that early. They come out, they punch them in the mouth, and then the two quick goals, and all of a sudden, it was an uphill battle for Ecuador that they just couldn't handle.
Great stuff. As we take a look at the reaction in the Mexican press as well, the party continuing. And they have won a knockout game, even in the expanded format. It counts. They are celebrating. They're very happy with everything that they have seen so far, those fans out in force. We've seen goals scored, but no goals conceded. Are we looking at a really balanced attack and defense here for Mexico, Herc?
Yeah, and last night, a complete performance. For the first time, this Mexican national team convinced its people that it was capable of playing in that manner, because the knock on this Mexican national team was you went 3 for 3. You went 9 points, 0 goals against, but you did it in a way that wasn't the Mexican way. You did it in a way that was very pragmatic, not aesthetically pleasing. You did it because the opponent created mistakes, because they were the ones who let this game go, not because you did something to provoke this, which I don't think is the truth. And this team last night, the first 45 minutes were on par with the likes of France versus Sweden, the likes of the U.S. men's national team versus Paraguay, the likes of Colombia versus Portugal. One of the best first 45 minutes we've seen this tournament from any team, from start to finish. The way they took this Ecuadorian national team, their strengths, out of this game. The movement of a Gilberto Mora, a teenager, 17 years old, from central positions to wide positions, pulling out Caicedo, pulling out Pedro Vite, the way they occupied certain spaces, so Hincapié, whose trademark runs going forward, couldn't be done. They put this Ecuadorian team under immense pressure, and they made them pay in a way that they've not made any team under Javier Aguirre pay. And they did it in the World Cup. And they do it in a way where they get their first knockout win in 40 years. It was a very good performance.
The signs there that the fiesta will continue, LA?
See, why you put me in this position? Nobody puts baby in the corner, but you're trying. You're trying. Because what you're suggesting is that do I think if England get past Congo, as we assume they're going to, that I believe that Mexico is better than England, and I don't think that's the case. But I don't want to talk about that just yet because we're not there just yet. I want to be negative about other things, not that just yet. Look, we go to Bernardo Osuna in San Jose to talk to us about what was the feeling inside Azteca. What? I know that I could tell the environment was electric inside Azteca, but let's not go to a guy that wasn't there to tell us about what was happening in Azteca when he wasn't there. That's the first thing I'll say. That got me in a bad mood to begin with.
You're beacon of positivity.
But I'm trying.
Stay with me, Alex.
People are trying.
Stay with me, Alex.
They're trying to bring me down, but I'm trying to stay above it. Okay. The other thing I'd say, and you participated just now.
Yeah, stay with me, Alex. I'm just trying to get you back to positivity.
Nobody's on par with France right now. France is in a level of their own.
Agreed.
Everybody else is below. Yeah, but you just say that the performance was on par with France.
45 minutes.
And it was not. France is in a level of their own. Then there's everybody else. As for Mexico.
As for the positivity.
Yes, here we go. Took the cynic crowd to get there. Yes, they were impressive in the first half. And yes, Gilberto Mora is everything that people have been talking about. And I've been waiting for it. Let me see. They're talking about this 17-year-old kid. Let me see it on this stage. And the personality and maturity with which he played was impressive. The first few minutes where you think that he's just looking to complete first-time balls or first-time passes just to get the ball off his feet. No. He's running in behind. He's playing give and goes. He is, in fact, the guy leading the attack for them down the right-hand side very early on. And then the pressure of Mexico, of Ecuador. They squeezed the life out of Ecuador. That was impressive. As it pertains to what happens in the future for Mexico in this competition, let's not make so much of, oh, they got to El Quinto Partido. Well, yeah, it is an extended World Cup. So, yeah, getting to El Quinto Partido is the equivalent of getting to what had been, up until this point, the round of 16, where Mexico usually go out. And that would be the match against England. So if we want to frame this up as some sort of, here we go, Mexico, you're going to win this whole thing, throttle that down, bring it back, and understand that next probably is England. That is another challenge. And if they get past that, then we can be all positive all the time.
What would you like to say, Shaka?
Well, not that.
Was that not, I thought it was positive-ish, kind of.
You maybe, LA, right?
Listen, I understand Mexico getting excited. I totally get it. And while, to Ali's point, yes, it's an expanded format, and you've seen kind of records fall during all tournament, not just in terms of talking about Mexico. You accept that for what this tournament now is. Now, for me, and the reason I think Mexico and Mexican fans have every right to be excited is I think they've kind of grown into this tournament. While they beat South Africa in the opening game, I don't think that was that good. And I thought you've seen a progression, you've seen a fan base kind of grow in recognizing what this team is. And you almost cannot not talk about Mexico without not talking about Gilberto Mora, who, for me, at 17 years old, is showing himself to be the player that this Mexican national team has needed for some time. Somebody who wants to get on the ball, somebody who, I don't want to say he doesn't recognize the pressure, but he's playing as though this is his arena, that he's on the playground, that he is willing to get on the ball, not afraid to take chances, not afraid to make mistakes, and makes this Mexican team tick as a result. You also cannot, again, I'll talk about Jimenez, who gets his goal, great story around that, and Quiñones providing the legs around him. All of a sudden, for all the concern coming into this tournament about Mexico, I think it's all but dissipated to this point.
Okay.